Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. You're in the right place. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, does not cost you anything. If there's something you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And a 7 of Pentacles. Something is dormant, right? Those are seeds that are there that haven't sprouted yet. They haven't become what they're meant to become yet. All right? We need some context around this, but I feel like this is going to be significant. What are those seeds? Why haven't they grown, and what are they growing into? Oh, now we've got the eon, judgment, rebirth, reawakening, the baptism by fire. That is changing. Whatever these dormant seeds are, you got a big decision to make. Okay, there is a big, bright, fiery doorway right in front of you. Hanged man, how are we gonna approach? Now we have the baptism by fire and the baptism by water. Isn't that funny? This is something that you really. There's a decision. You know, now we got that 2 of Swords. We got the fire and water. We got the star. Look at that. We can look at it this way. We can bridge the cards this way, right? That the destiny, the star, the starlight, the divine light that you're receiving is showing you this doorway. And in some ways, this hanged man is you saying, I don't have a choice. This is what I'm meant to do. I feel like you're being called to something extraordinary here. And Spirit is sending down this light, not to push you further down, but to lift you up, to raise you up into your true destiny. You see, just like that, like an elevator. Okay? And I feel the hanged man really is here to say, you know in your heart of hearts, because this card is underneath the surface, you know deep within you that this is meant for you. I think you're being called to something extraordinary. I think you know it. But as yet, the seeds have not been activated, right? But now they're starting to sprout. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's do the, oh yeah, see, that's why we've been keeping quiet about it. Because it's going to be life-changing, right? It's really going through this fiery doorway. It's going to cause a lot of different things to happen in your life. But these are good things, right? Things might feel like they're being torn down. It might feel like a lot of entropy, a lot of chaos in the system here. But look, you're building it back up. 9 of Pentacles. Prince of Cups, all right. A Knight of Swords and an 8 of Cups. Now, I wasn't expecting the 8 of Cups. But see, I think Cancer, that sometimes it takes us a little while to really start feeling comfortable with something, And so we've got this idea of your true path, your true destiny. You're being called to something extraordinary. You know that it's true. You know that it's inevitable. You know that you have to do this, right? Because it is who you are. It is part of your nature. You know it's going to be difficult. But you know it's going to be okay. You know that it's going to be built up. It's going to be constructive, right? But at the end of the day, we still got that. It's maybe a stereotypical Cancer energy of this brooding kind of energy, right? Where we're just not all the way happy, And that's kind of an 8 of Cups thing. But I think we look at this 8 of Cups one direction. We think of it as the water's draining out. Right? That's a really hanged man way of looking at it. Things are just getting worse, and I'm just suffering. It's miserable, and it's not getting any better. Or we flip everything upside down. And now those cups are being filled back up, because now we're looking at things a different way, and we're thinking that, yeah, this might be a disruptive period of time, but this is leading us to our absolute best life. This is leading us to the pinnacle of success and happiness for us. Right? Look, 9 of Pentacles. This is us living the best life, right? But we've still got this sort of pessimistic attitude that I'm not happy, right? But I think that's normal. I think it takes you a little bit longer to kind of acclimate to your new situation. It's going to take you a minute before you settle into it. I think that you're somebody that when you go to a new place or you're around new people, you go to a party, you go to somebody's house, right? You've never been there before. It takes you a minute before you ease into it, before you kind of get comfortable, before you start coming out of your shell, before you start talking, before you know it, you're the life of the party. But it takes you a minute to get there. It takes you a minute to adjust, to feel out the room and to acclimate. Yeah. I'm a solar Cancer, okay? I was born July 19. So I know about that. A little bit, And so I think the 8 of Cups there at the end is normal, but we have to allow ourselves to acclimate to this, because I think eventually we're going to realize that we are that star, that we are the center of this universe, that we are doing something extraordinary. Now, I don't know what exactly it is, but you do, because these seeds that are within you are dormant, but they're there. So you know what this is. This is your skill and talent. This is your love for something. This is your kind of the way your entire life has been kind of setting you up for something, right? And it hasn't borne fruit yet. It's something that it's just about to happen, but all the conditions are there. Your entire past has led you here. And now really it's about making that decision to go through that doorway, take that chance, to get rid of all these other things that maybe you thought were for you. We think of all these seeds, right? Not all of the seeds come to fruition. We think of nature, right? Nature is just millions of seeds everywhere, right? You think of like your lawn. How many from the trees? How many seeds and things, seed pods, all over the lawn? Not very many of those are going to become a tree. Maybe 1 out of like 1,000, right? 1,000,000. I don't know what the ratio is. It's kind of the same thing. So when we're going through this fiery doorway and there's all this disruption and our life feels like it's turned upside down, we are getting rid of things that are not meant for us. And what is left over is that one seed that is sprouting, blossoming, and bearing fruit. Okay. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to just try to take one from somewhere in the middle. Make sure it's random. Mr. Ed, talking horse right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, right? But it will tie everything together and give us the confirmation. If at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments, okay? Let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise. Now let's look around the room. As far as major arcana cards go, yeah, we got a lot right here. And they're kind of all like pointing this way, aren't they? It has this forward movement. Here's the crest of the wave here. And there's a lot of energy behind it, but it requires your decision. And I think with the 2 of Swords back here, you've had a lot of thought in your life. I think that you've gone through a lot of iterations of your identity, let's say. With the 2 of Swords, I think that you've experimented with a lot of different things. You've, at various times of your life, you tried to be one thing or another. Maybe I thought, well, maybe I'll be a musician, right? Maybe, is that my thing? Is that the seed that's going to bear fruit? Is this kind of music interest or acting or writing or whatever it is? Or business. Maybe I'll be a CEO. Maybe I'll get into a corporation. I'll work my way up the corporate ladder. Maybe I'll build something. Maybe I'll be a builder, right? We've spent a lot of time trying to figure out who we are, And I think that now we're feeling not so much the intellectual debate of it. It's not so much your mind or your intellect or your reasoning that has to figure it out. Now it's this deferral. We're relying on the spiritual energy, the divine light. We're asking God, Goddess, deity, show us the way. And I think we're receiving that starlight. We're hearing the call. Okay? And I think this doorway that's appearing before you is unmistakable. It's not something you're going to have to try to kind of figure out. It's not going to be, well, is that something there? What is going on? Is that something? Is that nothing? It's not that kind of an appearance. It's right there. It's unmistakable. And it's leading to really a new era for you. It's extraordinary. Okay? But we've got to make the conscious decision to say, yes, I'm accepting this mission impossible, right? Because it's leading to this absolute whirlwind. It's going to be very quick change. Now, the Tower card seems like a devastating card. It's very chaotic looking, right? But the Tower card is abrupt change before anything else. It's change that happens very quickly. It's not a slow and gradual process. It's overnight change, But it is that sudden change that really is apparent. When change happens slowly over time, we don't really notice it. Suddenly, I'm 30 years older and I've gained a bunch of weight or whatever. But when change happens suddenly, overnight, we can't help but notice. Other people are going to notice, right? It's like you cut your hair off, You can see, I didn't cut mine off. It's back here. I've been wanting to, though. But that's something that it's so sudden and it's just glaring, right? And that's what we're talking about here, is that sudden change that is going to reveal the truth to you. You see that eye at the top there? You're going to have that, it's the third eye. You're going to have the perception of who you really are. You're going to get that sudden realization of your nature and powers, who you are and what you're meant to do. It's a spiritual experience. This is a full chakra activation. This is sudden enlightenment. And if you think of that, I don't know if you do meditation, I feel like you have a spiritual practice that you're involved with. But this idea of enlightenment, we all, I think typically, at least in the West, we think of enlightenment as being this sudden thing. It's that we're normal, and then boom, we've had this spiritual experience, this sudden enlightenment, and it overloads our electrical system. We short out, right? We just get fried. And it's very disruptive, it's very devastating, it really causes a lot of changes in our lives. We're a different person on the other side of that, right? And I believe it does happen that way, right? But this, I think, is a misconception that it's just normal, and then suddenly a spike. No, I feel like it's a slow and steady change, a slow and steady evolution, a slow and steady climb, and then the sudden enlightenment, right? It's a subtle difference, but it's an important one. Because this isn't something that was completely unknown, completely unprepared for, completely unaware. No, this has been something that's been building up in your life over time, slowly, imperceptibly, so subtle we can't see it. You can't watch your hair grow, but suddenly here it is a year later, 2 years later, my hair is getting pretty long, But imagine that. Imagine your hair slowly growing, and then some of that hasn't seen you for 5 years. And they remember you with short hair, To them, it's a sudden thing. But I feel like this is that. Okay? It feels like a sudden disruption of your life, a sudden realization of the truth of who you are, of what you're all about. But I think there's been this kind of sneaking suspicion, this growing awareness over time, this slow and subtle transformation that's been taking place within you. Suddenly now, it's all coming to a head. Right? All coming to a head. And I think we've got to embrace it. I think we've got to lean into it. We've got to look at this not from a suffering point of view, but from a triumphant point of view, that yes, I'm going to surrender to this force and allow it to finish the transformation. And I'm going to emerge from this really as the star, as the spiritual being that you truly are. Now, you're being called to something extraordinary. I don't know what it is. I want to know. But I don't know what this is involving. Because at the cusp of this, at the crest of this wave is all of this major arcana, it's not really that specific. None of these minor cards are that specific, right? I can see that we've been kind of looking for our identity, right? I can see that it's going to take us a minute to kind of ease into it and to really start kind of getting the swing of things, getting it on a roll, and really coming out of our shell and and experiencing this. But the Nine of Pentacles is this progress. It is being able to visibly see that, okay, this tore down everything that was not us. Now what we have to do is build up who we really are, build up this kind of new foundation of our life, one that is focused on creation, right? The Nine of Pentacles is the kind of the outcome or the visible manifestation of your generative drive, right? Of your will, of your striving, of this driving force that we all have to some degree to influence the world, to be a part of the world and to interact with it and to have some sort of influence, right? To have some sort of say in what we do and what goes on around us to a varying degree, right? Maybe your sphere of influence is just inside your house, right? Or maybe it's the entire world, the entire universe is where you're hoping to extend your reach and to have your interactions, right? And it's not meant to be a control thing. It's meant to feel as if we are part of the world. We are contributing something somewhere. That what we do, that we're not a ghost, right? That we have an effect on things. That the choices I make, the actions that I take, do affect the universe. They do make a difference, however great or small. And so this gives us a sense of, well, I better make good choices. I better try to be constructive and productive and kind and focus on success and helping others, focusing on gratitude and humility. Because everything that we do makes a difference. Now, we've got kind of this gratitude and humility thing going here, heart and mind, right? And I think this is how we are kind of harmonizing our internal state and starting to acclimate to this new reality of ours, right? This new life, this new era, this new universe, really, that we're finding ourselves in. And we're trying to fill these cups up, and it's a matter of our heart and our mind. We have to feel it, okay? And now we've got the Prince of Cups, and the Prince of Cups is trying to live authentically. You've got to try to feel this energy within you and realize on the level of your emotions, the level of your feelings, feel that this is who you are, that this is what you're meant to be. And it's almost like this feeling of imposter syndrome, right? Where we're just worried that the universe must have called the wrong person. I'm not meant to be, where I'm at with this. But we have to accept that, no, this is you. This is your identity. You are meant to be here doing this thing. Whatever this extraordinary something is that you're being called to, it's yours. We've got the right ticket here, okay? And the mental aspect of it too, and this is kind of the mind that likes to rebel against things and maybe likes to change directions a lot. It's kind of in some ways it's our I want to say not indecision really, but it's our tendency. And I've used this example before of when I try to go and pick a book to read at night. I've got a half an hour before I got to go to sleep where I can read a book. I spend the entire half an hour going from one book thinking, yeah, this is wait, no, that's not the one. Oh, this is the one. No, maybe not. Maybe tonight I'm feeling the vibe more of, Castaneda or something. And then I'll pick that up and I'll start reading a few lines. No, I'm not feeling the vibe. It's not really indecision so much as it's just an uncertainty, I guess. It's an inability to really just fully commit and just say, look, I've got a half an hour. I'm just going to pick the first one that speaks to me and the first one that is calling to me, and I'm going to do it. and I'm going to commit to it. And as much as my mind might instantly get bored and think, no, let's read something else that's more exciting, or let's skip ahead to the really, really good part. Or let's read the Cliff Notes or something, I don't know. This is that commitment to just to stick with it. Knowing that we're filling the cups up and eventually we're really going to ease into this and we're going to become who we're meant to be, and we're going to acclimate and it's going to be glorious. Okay, but don't expect yourself to feel all the love and joy immediately. We've got to get used to this new skin we're in. Let's do a Metatron Oracle card. Okay. I do love these cards that we have today, though, even with the challenging, aspects of it. This is really extraordinary. I think this is the one, and it is chakra, light body, right? Like we said, it's the full chakra activation of that tower energy, and that the tower is, it's disruptive. It's tearing down everything that is not really like essential core light body kind of stuff. It's getting us past all the extra layers of ourselves, getting to the real essence. This is good. This is good. Light body, full chakra, becoming that spiritualized being that we were meant to be, and then getting used to this new plane of existence that we're on. It's like we're leveling up now to the divine realm. We've got to get our sea legs a little bit. We've got to acclimate. We've got to get comfortable before we can really start being our charismatic selves. Just like I said at the beginning, using the example of going to the party or visiting with new friends or being in a new situation or starting a new job, anything like that. It's the same kind of thing. Let's do also an angel number. And this might give us something that we can focus on in the external world as validation, as confirmation. Okay? 444. How about that? Protection, right? It says change, rebellion, guidance, justice, truth, character, love. Okay, change, I think, and the rebellion against the change, I think, is important. Get ready for the good things you've been hoping for. You were born for a higher calling, right? I said you're being called to something extraordinary. Here's our confirmation. You were born for a higher calling. Put your energy into going forward, going toward your ambitions, and the universe will align itself to provide you with the right people, circumstances, and resources to make it happen. That doorway is appearing before you. All right, 444. So look for this. Look for that number. Look for that series of fours in your life, and understand it to be a nod from the universe, a wink, a thumbs up from the universe. Right? That says this is right. We've got the right person. Right? It is meant for you. So let this be a little bit of comfort even to you. Right? But confirmation, validation. This is the right path. You are being called to something extraordinary. There is no doubt about that. Let's take a look at the mystery card now. Thank you, Mr. Ed, for driving that card over to us. Gosh, what do we actually need here? Well, maybe a 9 of Cups. Right, we've got the 9 of Pentacles, but we get an 8 of Cups. We're getting there. Maybe we need the 9 or the 10 of Cups to show that we have acclimated, that we have become very comfortable in this new skin, and we love it, right? That's what I'm predicting here, is that 9 of Cups. Oh, 10 of Cups, I'll take it, right? That's a win. This is the 9 of Cups plus a little bit of gratitude, plus the feeling like we are connecting with other people. You got your pets, your plants, your people, you got your family there, right? Your loved ones. So this isn't meant to be just an isolating thing. I know we didn't really talk about your relationships or anything, right? Your relationships are there. And I think primarily this is a relationship with yourself, with your divine energy, with the spiritual light, with God, Goddess, deity. But we don't want to forget about the relationship between you and the people around you. Okay, so be very thankful and show your gratitude and your humility for the people around you. Show your appreciation for your loved ones, and allow yourself to adjust and acclimate to this new life and feel good about it. Right? Feel good about it. We got the Nine of Pentacles, we got the Nine of Cups, plus the little extra, right? 10 of Cups. This is as close to perfection as we can get. The absolute perfect dream, ideal life. It may not feel that way at the beginning. Don't expect it to. You've got to ease into it. You've got to adjust to it. Once you warm up to the idea, it's going to feel really, really good. All right? And you're going to shine. I really believe that. We're going to do an extended reading, too, if you want to stick around. There is a link up in the corner. There's one down below. New readings for Cancer, usually Tuesday and Friday. I got my own calling this morning that you needed a bonus reading. So here we are. All right. Now I've got to go do run some errands and stuff. So I'm happy that we had this time together. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Okay. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.